Let's go. If you let people tell you can't do things and you believe in that, hey, cut that out, for real. Cut this up, put it on repeat.
What's going on, folks? Welcome back to another episode of Strong Arm Sports.
Number 2.
I'm KSpadeTheProspect.
I'm your boy LaParis57 on YouTube. Y'all should already know who we are. Together we form Strong Arm Sports. So without further ado, let's get started with the episode. So, number 1, I want to talk some NFL news. Definitely want to talk about Jay Cutler. You know, it's been a lot of conversation asking, is Jay Cutler an elite quarterback? I want to know your thoughts on that, K-Spade. Do you think Cutler is an elite quarterback? Because he sure is paid like one. And definitely, I want to know the state of the Bears. How do you think the Bears feel about Jay Cutler?
I think the Bears hate Jay Cutler. I think Brandon Marshall made it pretty clear that he hates Jay Cutler. I think the Bears fans hate Jay Cutler. Yeah. Apparently, the only person in Chicago that don't hate Jay Cutler is whoever thought it was a good idea to give him this contract, which I don't think he deserves.
I mean, because he sure is making elite money. I mean, I just think that the Bears don't have another option, so they're pretty much stuck with Jay Cutler. But to me, I don't think that the Bears I don't think they have a good team. Like, aside from on the offensive side of the ball, you got Forte, you got Brandon Marshall, Alshon Jeffrey, Bennett maybe. I don't think Bennett is an elite tight end. He's a decent tight end, but as far as those guys, I think the defense, yeah, he's good, but I don't think the defense is like, you know, when they had Urlacher and I don't know if you remember Mike Brown and Charles Tillman get hurt every year. You know, I don't think the Bears have a good team. A lot of people blame a lot of things on Jay Cutler. Now, don't get me wrong, Jay Cutler, he have his ups and downs, but to me, I don't think they have another option. Where would they go?
The NFL draft. I mean, it's crazy, man. I feel you. Anybody.
Who's in the draft?
Anybody.
Who's in the draft?
I mean, anybody.
Anybody's in the draft?
Seriously. I mean.
But they could draft me.
Well, no, but seriously.
They could draft me.
It's all about the system and it's all about the situation. You know, we picked at Kyle Orton. Kyle Orton bombed out of Denver and he bombed out of Chicago. And he just waited for the perfect opportunity to go to Buffalo, and he looking like the man up there. So, I mean, Jay Cutler don't deserve that contract.
I mean, anything was going to be better than EJ up there, though.
Pretty much, but I mean, that's the same thing. Like, Cutler's not horrible. He's nowhere near elite. It's only 4 guys that should make that money. That elite money, that's Breeze, that's Rodgers, that's Manning, and that's Brady. Nobody else should make that money. Nobody else is elite.
What about Romo? No Romo?
No Romo.
No Romo?
No Eli. Nah, man. Nah.
I don't know. That's a topic for another day. So what you got next?
Well, look, you know, the NBA season just started this week, and it's tons of bullet points. Like, you know, when we got together to put this show together, and I go, okay, NBA start, I was just making mad bullet points. So I guess the first place that I want to start is LeBron and the Cavs opening their season against the Knicks in what most of us thought was going to be this big, you know, like sign of the future. We thought LeBron was going to come out and go crazy. And that's not what we saw. How you feel about that?
I don't think LeBron came out aggressive enough. I was yelling at my TV like I was at the game. Like, LeBron, be more aggressive. Like, to me, he came out very passive. And I had asked you, I don't know if I asked you on Twitter or on the phone, but I asked you, I said, do you think LeBron is like overwhelmed with the situation? What's going on? Like, the impact of being back home. Do you think he's overwhelmed with that? I mean, because they made a big event. ESPN and Nike had all these commercials running with LeBron and Cleveland on his back, and everybody was 1, 2, 3 Cleveland. I mean, everybody was at the game, so you don't think he was overwhelmed?
I don't know. I mean, because LeBron himself said, no, it's no emotion. Yeah, it's just a regular game. So, I mean, when you hear him say it's no emotion, I don't know what it is.
I mean, but you know, athletes always say that, though. Athletes always be like, we don't listen to ESPN, we don't listen to the press, we don't read the papers. You know, that's what they do. Right. They always say we not in our Twitter mentions.
I know that it's going to be some chemistry issues. I remember when LeBron joined the Heat 4 years ago, even though they went to the finals, they was there on pure talent. Like, when you watch that team, they didn't gel together. They weren't working good together, and I expected to be some things that need to be worked out here in Cleveland. But I didn't expect 1 of 9 at the half. And the things you're talking about as far as LeBron and his aggression, as a Heat fan, this is stuff we've seen.
Yeah.
You don't never know which LeBron you're going to get. You get that LeBron that just comes in with that look in his face and goes off. And you get that LeBron that lets Roy Hibbert step out on him and he shoots a fadeaway. And I'm like, that's Roy Hibbert. Take Roy Hibbert big goofy behind to the basket, man. So, I mean.
Yeah, you take Roy Hibbert. Anytime.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm saying you never know
you
what
take Roy
LeBron
Hibbert.
you're
So,
going to get.
you don't think LeBron was the best player on the court?
No, not that night.
game?
That night, Kevin Love was the best player on the court. Hands down.
Oh, yeah, Kevin Love. He went.
And if it wasn't
Kevin
him, it
Love
was
went
Melo.
down me. But even after that, they ended up playing the Bulls. They played the Bulls. LeBron came to play. It went into overtime. The Bulls played tough. And Derrick Rose went down again with an ankle injury.
I was watching live, yo, and I was like,
I mean, and I'm a Bulls fan. I'm a Bulls fan, and I said,
Yeah,
"Oh
It's
no,
crazy.
not Rose."
because
It's tough, man.
It wasn't. I saw his interview after the game, and he said, you know, it was a basketball play. It's not a serious injury. These injuries happen, and he's right. But when you're Derrick Rose, everything is scary. We don't even want to see him stub his
you
toe.
don't
We're
wanna
like,
see that.
oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, this guy just can't
Yeah.
avoid
Yeah.
injuries. And even though this one is not that serious, it lost him the game because after he stayed in the game, we tried to stay in the game, but he
Yeah.
played completely different. So,
Yeah.
you know, can we stay on the NBA for a minute, though? Because I got a few more bullet
And
points.
tell you the truth. Yeah.
Okay, so we got to talk about
we can
this.
stay there.
So Kenneth Faried, I mean, get his guy the honesty
Oh.
award. Kenneth Faried, after a game against the Pistons, when asked about, you know, their strategy, he said, we just let Josh Smith shoot. And he just kept shooting, and he shot him out the game. And they took it to Josh Smith, and Josh Smith initially said, you know, I don't feel the need to answer to this guy. And then he started, you know, to just answer to him. And he was like, you know, he don't know what he's talking about. He's a clown. I don't have to answer anybody with dreadlocks. And the next time we face him, he's going to see. And all of this is funny to me, living in Georgia. I've been to Hawks games when we had Josh Smith and never before. Because Josh Smith, you could argue at one time he was the star of the team, especially after Joe Johnson was gone. And I've never seen an arena chant, no, when the star goes to shoot a three. Every time he would pull up for that three, no, the arena. So, I mean, that stuff is following Josh Smith. He has to hate that.
Now, me being from North New Jersey, you know I'm rolling with my man Faried. That's my guy. And to me, Faried is not the guy that Josh Smith should be coming at. Josh Smith should be coming out at his jumper, because his jumper wasn't never nice to be out there pulling jumpers like that. Like, what was Josh Smith thinking? And Faried said, "Yo, we just gonna let him shoot him out the game," and that's exactly what Josh Smith did.
That's
and I mean, I know you being from Georgia, you've seen a lot of Josh Smith.
I've seen a lot of Josh Smith shooting
you,
himself out the game.
Yeah, that's why that was Atlanta problem back then. He just shot him out the game. And to me, I don't know if Josh Smith know it or not, but Josh Smith, you need to stop shooting. Get in the post. Get in the post. I want to say
he should be shooting. In the offseason.
He shouldn't be shooting.
No. In the offseason. Get in the gym in the offseason. Shoot mad jumpers. And get your jumper game nice. And make those people respect your jump shot. But just, you know, bullying up saying,
wait. So you think Josh Smith can actually get a jumper?
I mean, I hope.
Nah.
I mean, once upon a time, you remember when Jason Kidd was a rookie? They called him Asen because they said he had no J. They called him Asen Kidd. At some point, he put the time in and he got a jumper.
But
I don't know.
Josh Smith.
Now I do admit everybody can't get it, but I mean,
Hall of Famer Jason Kidd, Josh Smith.
Big difference.
Yeah.
But back when he was Asen Kidd, nobody looked at Asen and said Hall of Famer.
I mean, he was rookie of the year. He was rookie of the year. You seen greatness in Jason Kidd.
Yeah, but not from that jumper we did.
Yeah. Do you see any type of thing positive with Josh Smith? I ain't gonna front. At one point, Josh Smith would get blocks. Like, he had an all-around game. He would rebound, but I don't know when he became a jump shooter. And what Kenneth Faried is right. You let Josh Smith shoot, you win.
You right.
You win.
You
You
right.
win. So moving forward, we're gonna stay with the NBA. Moving forward, Kobe versus Dwight Howard. Now, I don't know if you've seen it. I'm pretty sure you have by now. Dwight Howard grabbed the rebound. Kobe kind of got up in him, and Dwight was throwing them bows, looking like Luda out there throwing them
Not
bows.
really.
Kind of tagged Kobe. He kind of tagged Kobe a little bit. Kobe called him soft. Dwight called him a female, but not in the words, as my man Pac would say.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I want to know your thoughts on this. Who you taking, Kobe versus Dwight?
In fisticuffs?
I mean, come on now. We know Kobe don't want no sauce. It's Kobe.
Right.
He got chipped up by Chris Childs and Reggie Miller. We know.
I mean, what are you asking me? Who am I taking? Because Dwight is goofy.
Yeah, like whose side are you on? Do you think Kobe was right for calling him soft because he got hit with the elbow? Dwight Howard throwing elbows.
Dwight,
I mean,
Dwight
let me
did
know your
what you
thoughts.
taught to do in that situation. You get a rebound, you got a little guard all up on you, you clear out for space so you can make a safe pass. And then when I saw it, I wasn't watching that game. So when I went back and saw it, people had me thinking like he cracked Kobe, but he was like, "Get back, Kobe." So he kind of is soft. But I mean, he wasn't wrong, man. Kobe was just mad because they was getting that work. That's the story.
They was getting that work. So Harden came to play that night.
Do we move forward or are we still on NBA? Wait,
and
one more. I got one more.
But I want to talk about Dwight real quick.
No, you go ahead because
All right,
I'm moving forward.
Oh no, all right. Well, let me say what I want to say about Dwight Howard. To me, all this Kobe Dwight Howard is because Kobe really wanted Dwight Howard to stay in LA, but for whatever reason, Dwight figured Kobe ain't it no more. Which I'm a big fan of. I'm a big fan of Michael Jordan, so I'm not really a Kobe fan. I think Dwight Howard realized, Kobe ain't it no more. I'm looking at the LA roster. We got Steve Nash, who's old. We got who else was on that team? A bunch of people I can't even remember. See, Dwight seen that right there and was like, I'm out of here. And he hightailed it to Houston, and I think that's what all this is about. All of this.
So you think Kobe wanted Dwight to stay?
Absolutely.
He didn't treat him like he wanted him
Absolutely.
to stay.
You don't think Kobe wanted Dwight to stay?
I don't. Because I'm going to tell you, man.
Kobe wanted Dwight to stay, bruh.
I think
When did Kobe win his championship? When did Kobe win his championship?
I don't know, man.
Answer that question.
Kobe didn't
when
even
did
want
Kobe
Shaq
win
to
his
stay.
championship?
Kobe didn't want Shaq to stay. Shaq was the man.
Well, that's because Kobe wanted to be the man, but Kobe realized he's on his decline, and he need a Dwight Howard.
Nah, Kobe still want to be the man.
Nah, I think Kobe see he needs some help. I think Kobe see he needs some help. He better see he needs some help.
I'm sure he does now. Looking at the way this season started. But speaking on this, I know I'm kind of getting off. I'm gonna get it back. But you brought up Nash, and that brings up something big. Nash recently in an interview brought up the fact that some fans may be upset with him for not retiring and allowing the Lakers to use that money to go and see if they can make their team better. But he wants his money. So I don't know. I want to know how you feel about that. Like Nash knows physically he can't play.
Let me make sure I'm in. Let me make sure I'm in the camera because I want to make this perfectly clear. Steve Nash, get your money. Get your money, Steve Nash. Because if they was able, I already know Steve. That's my man because he get it. Because if they was able to cut Steve Nash, if they was able to cut Steve Nash and not pay that man, you know what Steve Nash would be on SAS talking with us. Because they would have cut that guy and he'd have been out of there. So Steve Nash, get your money. It ain't Steve Nash's fault. They traded for Steve Nash. He was 37 years old. He didn't look good that last year in Phoenix. They want to extend him another 3 years. Get your money, Steve Nash. That's right. I am for the players, man. Get your money, Steve Nash.
Ooh.
Get your money. You got a problem with Steve Nash getting his money?
I don't.
Not the big,
not
the big blue Chevy driver.
If I'm Nash, then I want my bread. Because like you said, I was old when you brought me here. You knew what was up. If I'm a Laker fan, I'm looking at these Lakers. Did you see these guys? They look horrible.
I seen these guys.
I said, first of all, I would like to recant that statement when I said the Lakers were my sleeper. They not my sleeper. They hibernating. But I don't even think young Kobe could save this Laker team. They look worse than I thought they'd look. They look horrible. And if I'm a Laker fan, man, I'm begging that. I'm writing Nash letters. Dear Mr. Nash, can we please have your money so we can go get some help?
No. And I will. If I was Steve Nash, I'm writing back. No. You cannot have my money. No. You can't get my dough. Absolutely not.
I guess we should leave the NBA alone,
Absolutely
man.
not.
Let's go ahead and move to something else.
Yeah, we can move on.
You got some
We can
NCAA
move on. We can
news.
talk about the college football playoff ranking came out, and Mississippi State, Florida State, Auburn, and Ole Miss are the first four in. Excuse me. Do you agree with the first four?
Yeah. Why not? I mean, it's some other one-loss teams. I know that's what you want to talk about. But
That's what
it
I want
goes
to talk
back to this
about.
whole thing about the SEC and their conference and the strength of schedule and whether or not we believe these other one-loss teams. Because I don't think Oregon wins out. I think Oregon takes another conference loss probably.
So you just knew I was going to say Oregon.
Well, that's
so,
the one that everybody's
before
probably
you-
going to say. What about Oregon? What about Oregon?
Oh, Oregon. I can say Oregon, TCU, Notre Dame.
I don't believe TCU.
Notre Dame one loss is to Florida State, and I mean they played us tough right down to a controversial call at the end.
They did.
So,
I don't
I
believe
mean-
Notre Dame either.
Why not?
I
They've
just
been
don't.
playing solid all season.
They ain't really played nobody.
So-
Now, and they played Florida State, and they played Florida State
now
well.
Ole Miss.
But let's be honest. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you go
No,
ahead.
go ahead.
You. No, you.
Okay, I'll go. Ole Miss play LSU, who don't have a quarterback, really only have a running game, and they lost to LSU.
Okay, hold on.
Ole Miss
So I got
lost
to say
to
this.
LSU.
You talking about LSU don't have a quarterback.
Yeah.
So that's supposed to discredit Ole Miss loss.
Yeah.
But Florida State been literally escaping every week.
We the
Every
national
week.
champs. We the national champs.
But y'all don't look like it.
We
They don't look like
we
it.
getting everybody best swing at the plate, bruh. Everybody's.
No, y'all
Yes,
not.
we are.
No, you not.
Everybody's coming out to say they dethroned the champs. Everybody want pieces of the champs.
Week after week, man, y'all not escaping every week.
Yes, we
Y'all
are.
just
We
Okay.
we look.
All right.
A W is a W, right? Are we still not undefeated?
barely. I wish I could take.
We are.
I wish I could take that quote from old girl. Barely.
We are.
Y'all legally blind.
Listen, man,
barely can
we
see.
are undefeated, and that's all that matters. And when did this become a Florida State conversation? So you trying to say Florida State don't belong in the top four? We ain't lose a game in almost 2 years.
Yeah, y'all belong in the top four. They belong in the top four. But what I'm saying is, I guess what I'm trying to say is every team can have that moment where they don't look so hot. Y'all just have them for 3/4 of every game, basically.
I don't understand the premise because they still dubs. What?
Yeah,
They still
okay.
dubs.
All right. This one right here could last a long time. So I'm going to go ahead and move to the next topic for
All
you.
right.
The game of the week this week
right.
will be the Denver Broncos and the New England Patriots. You got Peyton Manning, you got Tom Brady, and you got some experts who are saying that this is a huge rivalry, like one of the biggest rivalries in sports.
Yeah, they
Not in
comparing it to
football.
Ali Frazier. They comparing it to Ohio State, Michigan. Bird versus Magic. They comparing it to the big rivalries out there. So you don't think it's one of those
That's
rivalries?
crazy. Hell
I want to
no.
say Tom Brady and Peyton Manning have played each other like 15 times, and I think Tom Brady is 10-5 versus Peyton Manning. So you don't think that's
That
like?
sounds about right.
I mean, the NFL bigs this up. The NFL make them play every year.
Yeah, well,
So-
I mean, the fact that the NFL is pushing this don't mean it's a good idea. The NFL also send people over to London so they can play a jet lag football game that nobody tunes in
Right.
for. So the NFL don't always make the best decisions. I know why they want this to be dope. They want something, sports when it's got that nostalgic feel. It's like you said in episode 1. You said when the Lakers are good, it's good for basketball. Because it is. And The NFL wants those types of things, but this isn't it. I'll go as far as to say Bears-Packers. Bears-Packers is a bigger rivalry. Seriously.
Yeah,
Bears-Packers is a pretty big rivalry.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Broncos,
they trying to make
Broncos-Patriots isn't a big rivalry. And then if they want to say it's Manning-Brady, you can't even really say that's a big rivalry because they never face each other. When one of them is on the field, the other one's not on the field. This is not a rivalry, NFL. Stop it.
And I mean, the record, Brady 10-5. I mean, Manning never had a solid defense or a good defense like Tom Brady had. So it's really not fair. Really not a fair comparison. But, I mean, for NFL purposes, it's a huge game. It's the game of the week. Who?
Wait.
What are you raising your hand for?
Wait.
The Colts had a good defense?
For what the Colts lacked in defense, I mean, at one point in time, Edgerrin James, Reggie Wayne, Marvin Harrison.
Chicks.
What?
Chicks.
Man, let's move forward because you finna start acting crazy again. See, I can't take you out nowhere because you start acting
Nah. All jokes aside, they did have a great offense, and their defense was better when they had Bob Sanders. But
and
Dwight
Freeney.
Dwight Freeney got his sacks, but I mean, like, if they couldn't get pressure on Brady, they was going to get the fade. They was going to catch the fade. Well, they was going to lose.
I'll buy some of that, but I guess what I'm saying is you can't say it was never fair because
before you even go. Brady had Will Ford. He had Tyler Law. Mm-hmm. They had what's my man?
Rodney Harrison.
Harrison. That's what the analyst. They had the other analyst, Brewski. Like, they was stacked. Richard Seymour. Like, they was stacked.
But here's the point I'm trying to make. Everybody you just named played on the defensive side of the ball. So
yeah,
the teams were just built different. The Colts put more emphasis on their offensive players. Meanwhile, the Patriots put more emphasis on the defensive side. But I mean, you can't say, well, it was never really fair. See, y'all give Peyton, I like Peyton, but y'all give Peyton a lot of passes. You can't say it was never really fair. He didn't have a really good defense. That's because they spent all their money on the offensive side of the ball. Their game plan was to outscore people, and it didn't work. Why are you looking confused?
Because that doesn't make sense. That ain't Peyton Manning's fault. He ain't telling them spend this money on offense.
Wait.
My God.
Let me go back to episode 1 when I told you Dan Marino didn't have Hall of Famers around him. You said that ain't Joe Montana's fault because the Dolphins can't draft players.
It ain't.
So
it ain't. That's what it's the same point. It ain't his fault. It ain't Joe Montana's fault. They drafted well over there in San Francisco, and they didn't draft well over here in Indianapolis on the defensive side of the ball.
I hope you know.
So you telling me they didn't spend any draft picks on defense because they sure got Freeney, they sure got Mathis, but that defense still was cheeks.
Let me tell you, in post-production, I'm cutting all this out, okay?
Why?
Because I don't want to hear it, okay? I don't want to hear it. I'm going to put my points in here and I'm cutting all your points out.
All right, well, let's move on.
I think that's all I brought to the table, though. I'm ready to talk about my strong arm performer of the week.
All right, so you want to...
All right. So check this out, folks. We got a segment here, Strong Arm Performer of the Week. You guys can tweet us, and you guys got the Twitter. If not, it'll definitely be down there.
Down here.
But you can tweet us from Sunday to Saturday. Anytime you're watching a game and you like, this guy just went crazy out here, great game, tweet us your picks for Strong Arm Performer of the Week. For me, no, I'm going to say mine. You go ahead. Who's yours?
I wanted to pick the pitcher from San Francisco, the Giants, that pitched in the World Series. Shout out to the Giants for winning the World Series, by the way, too. But I wanted to pick the pitcher because he pitched in the World Series, and then he came in Game 7 in relief duty and pretty much shut the Royals down. So shout out to him. But you're not my strong arm performer. I'm going to go with Anthony Davis from the Pelicans. He came out and he was one block shy of a triple-double. He played phenomenal. He went ham. And the Pelicans look like a problem. Anthony Davis is young. I think he's 22 years old. He is a force to be reckoned with in this league. So my strong arm performer goes to Anthony Davis. What about yours?
Now, I agree with that. But first of all, you just found a way to break the rules. I said, give me your strong arm performer. And you slick tried to give me 2. Don't do that. I said 1.
Well, that's what I do.
1. My strong arm performer of the week is Big Ben Roethlisberger.
Oh yeah, he went ham.
Big Ben threw for over 500 yards, 6 touchdown passes, and no INTs.
No INTs.
Destroyed the Colts.
It was the jerseys.
Destroyed
it
the
was
Colts.
the jerseys.
Those jerseys are horrible.
It was the Bumblebee
my,
jerseys.
My unstrong arm performer of the week was those jerseys.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to see those jerseys again.
Yeah, he better wear them jerseys again if he putting them numbers like that in them. They better wear them every
You
week.
ain't lying. I don't even like Big Ben, but it's hard to shake a finger at that performance. That was definitely a hell of a performance. But folks, I don't know, man. I guess that's all I got for this week, unless LeParis got more, and he probably does.
Nah, that's it for this week, man. It's been a great episode, man.
Definitely. So, folks, thank y'all again for supporting the movement. This show is only gonna get better every week.
That's right.
But that's all I got.
That's it.
If that's all he got, we'll see y'all next week.
Peace.
Peace.
Money team.